So what is a gut reset and why is it so beneficial for us women during the perimenopause? If you're new here, welcome. I'm Carol Pax. Lovely to have you here. I'm a holistic nutrition coach and I focus on helping women to thrive in their 40s and beyond. So let's dive right in. When I started to look at gut health, there was a few things that I really was focusing on for myself. That was bloating. I wanted to lose a little bit of weight and I started to feel quite low in my mood, no motivation, and just couldn't really get myself going. I felt like I'd lost my spark. So I started to look into different lifestyle changes, such as my environment, work, all things like this. And then I knew that nutrition was a big thing that I was probably overlooking. I felt like I was relatively healthy and was doing all the same things. But what I didn't realize was you can't do the same things in your 40s and beyond and expect to get the same results as somebody in the 20s. Now, what I mean by this is eating the same foods, doing the same kind of exercise, because when we get to our 40s and we enter the perimenopause, there's so many different changes in the body. Firstly, you might feel like this with your moods, your hormone levels, because estrogen levels are it's like a roller coaster in the body. And then because of this, what happens is that affects everything else. Now, when we talk about gut health, sometimes we just think of bloating and digestion, which are two of the causes of poor gut health, absolutely. But we often don't think about how this affects our hormones and how it affects our estrogen levels, because our estrogen is regulated from the gut and our hormones are produced and released from the liver. So if we're not looking after these two organs, just taking a supplement alone isn't really going to have much benefits. You've got to be looking at the type of supplements you're taking, but also your overall nutrition, which is why I'm really passionate about doing these gut reset plans with women of our age. So what I aim to do with this plan is everyone who does a gut reset plan with me, I want them to feel educated about their body and about their hormones and what food is serving you. So it isn't a matter of do this for 4 weeks, then go away and just do something completely different. I'm really against these fads that do that. These, lose weight quick fads. It's just not what this is at all. I want you to go away after the 4 weeks feeling like completely educated on what foods are serving you and what aren't. Because even though you might feel like you're being healthy, doing the same thing now is different than what you've been doing before, because your body is completely different. And as women, we go through different cycles in life. And eating for the certain time in your life is a big deal. It affects everything. So this is what I want to teach you in the gut reset plans. Yes, we use the supplements that are mega important because the body's often lacking in a lot of those vitamins, minerals, those nutrients, phytonutrients that the gut needs to thrive. But also it's about the foods that you are eating. So we are a little bit more strict within the 30 days because if you want change, you've got to change, right? You can't just keep doing the same sloppy habits and expect to get good results. If you want to feel amazing, you've really got to make the changes. But this isn't even that drastic. And at first, it might seem, if you eat lots of sugar, if you drink a lot of alcohol, if you drink a lot of coffee and eat a lot of gluten, then yeah, for 30 days, it's going to be big changes. But what you're going to be realizing is that there is so much amazing food that you can still eat and feel amazing with. And this plan is not a plan to lose weight quick. Quite often, a lot of women message me within a week saying, oh, I've lost this many pounds. And they're really excited about that. And I love that for them because I did it myself. And I felt like myself when I first did that. Because when we're carrying weight, we can just feel quite tired, lazy, sometimes depressed and just not happy with it. But I think if we get to the root cause, which is our gut health, releasing the toxins from the body, you notice that the weight goes, and of course you're going to feel amazing with that, but what you're going to feel is clarity in the mind. And I've had lots of feedback such as my brain fog when, I felt really clear, I felt energized, I felt motivated, because dopamine is created in the gut, and that's our motivation hormone. So if the gut isn't thriving and healthy, we're not creating enough of that. It's all these things that I really want to teach you on the plan that I just find is like so priceless. That information for me is worth everything. And then you get all the supplements as well. And there is different ways that you can do the plan with me. I always speak to everyone individual before to see which is the best way for them, because just looking out there online, on the internet, or even on my website can sometimes be a bit overwhelming with the amount of information. So I like to do a one-to-one consultation with anyone who does a gut reset plan with me and work out, exactly what it is that you need. Ultimately, for everyone, the gut is usually the cause of most disease. Our immunity is from the gut. 90% of our immune system is based in our gut. So what we do is we reteach our body, our cells, our microbiome to work together, and basically we can create these new cells. We can create this new thriving microbiome, which ultimately is what we want. Wherever you are now is not where you have to stay. Everybody has the chance to change, even genetically, because quite often you think, oh, this is in my genes, so that's just how I am. But it's not true. You can change that with your nutrition, your lifestyle. So this is why it's just mind-blowing, isn't it? There's so much information. So things like cortisol levels, we work at keeping them more stable. With our exercise, the type of exercise that we do, we want to kind of let go of the ego a little bit. If we are so used to doing high intensity cardio, running in the gym non-stop, this is going to not really agree with you now during the perimenopause. It doesn't mean you have to stop, but it does mean that you need to find a balance. Equally, if you're not building any muscle in the body at all, you're just doing meditation, or you're not even doing that, you need to look at building muscle. This doesn't mean you've got to do heavy weightlifting, but just adding some light weights or weight bearing exercise. So Pilates is perfect for that. And it's my go-to for building that long, strong, lean physique, but also just protecting yourself from injury, bone density, your joints. We get a lot of women who struggle with joint pain around this time. So that kind of exercise is perfect for that. And this is also part of gut health. This is all connected. And another thing I would say about that is our collagen levels, which is definitely part of joint pain, but also sagging skin, hair loss, things like that. Collagen is something I recommend to all of my clients because our body, again, 40s and beyond, or you may even start perimenopause around 35, and it lasts for like 10 years, these hormones going like this, and your body thinking, what is going on, in your mind as well. So when you look at your gut health, what that does is it levels everything out a lot more, rather than you just not knowing how you're going to wake up in the morning. These things really work with our body to level it out. So I do always recommend vegan collagen builder rather than putting a different collagen into your body, but everything works for everyone, and there isn't any wrong or right with collagen. It's completely down to the individual, but it's something that I do recommend. And then things like adding lots of different types of plant food. The best thing you can do is a food diary. I ask a lot of my clients when they start to either do a food diary for themselves, or they can pass it over to me, or we just chat on WhatsApp one-to-one. And you might think that you're having enough fibre, but I think the percentage is that most people in the UK have around 18 grams of fibre, and it should be 30. Most people aren't getting enough fibre. And it's difficult to actually get the amount of fibre that we need daily from our food. It's just difficult, which is why I love a greens powder. If you follow me a lot, you'll know that I'm obsessed with talking about that, because that gets in. It's not to replace your food, by the way. It's as well as supplement a healthy lifestyle. Doesn't mean take my greens and then just don't eat any vegetables. But if you're not eating any, that is definitely straight away going to benefit you. And if you are, you're going to get that full spectrum. So that is one thing that we use in a gut reset. And a probiotic is something else we use. Pre and probiotics are something that's so beneficial around the perimenopause stage. The reason for this is, there's many reasons for this. A probiotic, I believe, is brilliant for everyone. We should all be taking them. But during this stage, a lot of women struggle with new levels of anxiety, because we aren't producing progesterone anymore, which is the calming hormone. So we can feel a little bit, unbalanced with our hormones and our mood, and that level of not feeling like yourself, feeling strange. These are all comments I get from many women, and I'm sure you've read about it as well. So a probiotic really helps with that, because it helps to switch the gut microbes. The microbiome changes when we use probiotics. It thrives, and what happens then is the gut and the brain are connected. So these signals, it's in constant communication. The gut to the brain to the gut. So what we eat goes straight to the brain. So think of your food like that. Rather than just about weight, think of what you eat. Is it brain food? Is it benefiting my brain? And then equally, if we're not making time for ourselves with this balanced exercise, some meditation, getting out in nature, doing things that you love. Like, when was the last time you did something that you loved? When you was younger, you used to do lots of hobbies and things like that. Have you stopped doing things that you love? Because this is another big thing. Helps our gut health. Remember, the two are connected. So what we eat and things we're doing as a lifestyle, they're all connected. So yeah, back to the probiotics. I focus on using a spore probiotic. Think of these as having little jackets of armor on. So when they go, your gut starts in your mouth, your digestive system, they go down. Sometimes the type of probiotic you're using might not be strong enough, or might not be as good quality, so it doesn't withstand those conditions in the stomach. It doesn't withstand the conditions in the gut, especially if we're looking to crowd out all of that bad bacteria. And what you can do is, by overloading it with good bacteria, good probiotics, the bad bacteria don't want to be there anymore. So we say bye-bye to them and we flush them out of our system. That's how it works. So, for instance, say you're not doing a gut reset and you've eaten crap for the day, and you think, there's no point taking my probiotic or greens because I've ate crap. Don't think like that, because still add some goodness in to crowd out the bad. You've always got to remember that. But to get this change in how you feel, this overall brightness, you need to do a gut reset first. So we eliminate those 6 things. Let me think: coffee, caffeine, sugar, refined sugar, dairy. Dairy is inflammatory and is a known cause of an unhealthy gut. Alcohol, poison to the brain. Sorry if you love your drink. And this doesn't mean you've got to give it up forever. However, some people just feel amazing not having it for 30 days and stay off it for much longer, or find, as with me, find that you just don't really want it as much and you just have it less, which is brilliant if you can come away from the 30 days feeling like that. And gluten and soy, they're the 6. So gluten is a biggie because it's in everything. Cakes, cookies, croissants. Oh, I love croissants. Pasta, I love pasta. It's in most of the things that are nice. So gluten is something that is really important to completely give up for 30 days. If you already do this and you are gluten-free, then that is amazing. But if you're going to find that difficult, do not worry, because there are so many replacements out there now for gluten. And I obviously, I've done the 30 days numerous times, the 30-day gut reset, but I still have some gluten. And that is because I found that having pasta every now and then, or having a cake every now and then, it doesn't really affect me now. I don't get bloating with it or anything like that. If I've kind of been having like some bad habits creeping in too much, you just feel it in your body, I'll start bloating. I will notice it. So it is important to really keep it at a minimum for me, but I do have it every now and then. Like I say, you will find what works for you when you reset the gut, because you'll notice it after the 30 days when you start to introduce things again. Somebody said to me when they did a plan, I enjoyed it, but when afterwards I ate something and I couldn't have it anymore. So I just don't really think that works for me. The main thing about doing the gut reset is to start to notice as well, like how you're feeling with the food. When you're eating, slowing down to eat, looking at what's on your plate and thinking, what is this doing for my body? Is this giving me energy? Is this giving me, Is this good for my brain? Is this making me feel good? When you've done a gut reset, the education is there to know. Most of the plans, I am going to not name any, but a lot of other plans, weight loss plans, they don't teach you how to sustain that. What I aim to do with my gut reset plan is teach you how to go away. So maybe you'll never use any of the products again, but you'll definitely know how to fuel your body to feel better. And most people will definitely be wanting to use certain supplements again and maybe do a 30-day reset every now and then. It's just how it makes you feel. Whereas some plans, you're going to lose weight quick. You won't sustain it. And I just see people yo-yoing with their weight. It's actually dangerous to do things like that when you're a woman of this age looking to feel happy, balanced in your hormones, because it leads eating these unhealthy foods and doing these plans that maybe aren't enough calories for you to thrive, maybe full of sucralose and aspartame and these artificial sweeteners that are actually becoming known carcinogenics and known to be bad for gut health. They're actively in a lot of these weight loss plans. In fact, I went to the shop the other day just to look at the protein powders that were in the high street, because they generally don't anymore. And I couldn't believe what I was reading in the ingredients. Now, people just don't know. People wouldn't know unless they've studied it or took a real interest in it. And what I aim to do is to help you to know as well, so you can make those choices for yourself and you're not relying on other people. So overall, the gut reset is for everyone. In fact, I'm going to link down below now my free guide to gut health. And I will also link my other video, Gut Health and the Menopause, which I talk a lot more in detail about that as well. So I'll link those two. Make sure you download the gut health plan. Sorry, the free gut health guide, because this is gold. If I've heard about gut health, keen to dive in and see. The research is getting more and more and more. And I can pretty much guarantee you in about 5 years from now, this will be something that more doctors are telling women about when they go with symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. Even patients when they're recovering from cancer, autoimmune conditions. Why are we not, as the first and foremost, giving these people a nutrition plan? I know we'll probably be doing people like me out of a job, but I'm just passionate that we should be getting this information from a higher state where people go to for advice. But I think a lesson learned is that we've always got to just be our own best teacher. And hopefully that's what I can do. I can just not teach you how to live your life, but help you to learn what I've learned and feel like what I felt in my body from doing a gut reset and using specific supplements to enhance how you feel. So get those free guides today. Watch that other video, see what you think about that, and drop me a message. If I can help any way at all, you can send me a message via email, or if you're following me on Instagram, just send me a DM there. I'll always respond to everyone who messages me and get back to you as soon as I can to let you know anything I can about gut health. Now, obviously, my information goes to my clients. So if you're doing a gut health with me, you get one-to-one advice. I'll answer simple questions that I can, but anything more detailed, then you will need to do a gut reset plan with me to get my one-to-one coaching. And it's so valuable. I've got testimonials on my website as well. But I think going forwards, everything stems with the gut. So for perimenopausal women, for me, it isn't something like, should I try? It's like, you've got to try. You've got to look at the gut. You've got to look at that connection with our brain to help treat brain fog, weight gain, depression and anxiety, gut issues such as IBS. Even more serious conditions have been solved by using gut health and getting off the medication that the doctor is giving you that maybe you need to stay on. And I'll quickly touch as well on that, because I talk about how probiotics are more effective than antidepressants. That is a personal opinion of mine. I'm not a doctor and I certainly can't make medical claims, but I think there's many more of us now and it's more widespread. People are realizing that antidepressants serve their purpose and people should definitely not be concerned with admitting that they need medication this way. You know, it's actually powerful to be open about what you are needing so you can move on. But my point is, once you've started with them, where do you then go? Because being on them from years is actually really bad for our overall health. So looking at your nutrition and lifestyle, supplementing naturally is the way forwards. And if I can help you more in any way, if you want any more advice, I'm here to do that. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you've taken away some golden nuggets for yourself today. Please like and share this. It really helps me to reach more women struggling with these conditions, and that is my aim, to help even more of you. And I will see you all on the next video.